Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I hope everyone's having a great day, great weekend. Mine has been long and exhausting. But I wanted to get on here and do a quick forecast for the week of November 18th through the 24th. This is for the coming week ahead. So let's jump right on in. We have a lot of things going on this week. Lots of changes that are going to take place. We start off with Mars making its move into Scorpio on Monday, November 18th. Remember, Scorpio is intense, it's dramatic, and Mars is fire, and together they are strong, intense, deep feelings and desires. This is also where this planet and this sign meet, and they're at their highest point of energy, both positive and negative. So now people born under this sign, wherever you have this placement by house and sign, you're going to be a powerhouse. This is a person you don't want to mess with when you have a Mars and Scorpio placement. Think twice before pissing these people off. That's my warning to all of you out there. This is a powerhouse. This is wherever this is placed by house and sign, they will have power. They can either be the eagle, which is good and positive, or they can be the lizard, which is negative and bad. Now, there's two kinds of Scorpios, the eagle or the lizard. Always strive to be the eagle. Now, if their energies, like I said, are positive, they'll be the natural born investigator. They'll be drawn to even paranormal investigating in some ways. CSI investigators, crime unit. That has to do Mars and Scorpio. Forensic scientists, people in the medical field, morticians. What else can I say about this? Also rules police. This is CIA, FBI, and it's negative. It can be the mafia. But this is where these energies lie with this placement. The facts are always important. So if a person has a Mars in Scorpio, they're always going to search out for the truth and the facts. And you very rarely see this placement with someone who is going to post nonsense in journalism or they don't make very good conspiracy theorists, because some of them they need logic and reason. So this is where you have your investigator who wants facts, and the good ones will put the bad guys in jail and prison. The bad ones, unfortunately, if their Mars is very afflicted in Scorpio, you're going to have the serial killer, the serial rapist, the murderer, and it always induces destructive behavior with all they come in contact with and encounter. Always remember, the stars are always positive and negative with anything, any placement, even my own. We all have positive and negative. So remember that when I'm doing these, because sometimes people say, oh, it's a little bit negative. Yeah, well, you have to know the positive and you have to know the negative. On a more positive note now, contrary to what modern astrology states, I do know that a lot of you are talking about the Mercury going direct on the 20th, but in my method, it still is in retrograde until about November 30th, pretty much the whole month of November. Many of you feel like breathing a sigh of relief. It's over. But we're not quite out of the woods just yet. So you'll see what I mean in the news. Now the sun makes its move into Sagittarius on November 22nd. And Sag is all about adventure, optimism, traveling, abundance, and good luck. And more about Sagittarius, I'll do my newsletter and give you your forecast for 2020 and what's going to take place for Sagittarius. But yeah, I'll post that before the 22nd for all of you Sages out there that want to know what's in store for you in 2020 and where the dragon energy is going. All right, for my magical folk out there, those of us that practice magic and do magic, obviously we know that the moon is operating on a negative energy this week, and it's still in its waning phase. We got Mercury, Venus, and Pluto as the ruling energy fields. So spells for losing weight, ridding ourselves of a bad habit, banishing, even binding. Banishing and binding the negative is always a great spell to do during this phase. And any kind of spell for healing work is great. However, towards the end of the weekend, we're moving into a Plutonic phase, but we're also going to have, I think, the moon in Scorpio a day or two, the end of the week, beginning of next week. And that's going to be a perfect time to do spells. You don't want to do love spells because it's wanting. It's not going to bring love to you. It's going to push love away. You can do a spell to push a lover away. If you're trying to get rid of a lover, perfect time to get rid of a lover will be about the 24th and 25th of this coming week, towards the weekend. But any kind of healing spell work towards the weekend dealing with sexual issues, such as EDT, low sex drive, or other sexually related problems, will all be blessed under these stars to do coming next weekend. So remember that, and I'll put that in my next forecast for next week as well, just to remind some of you. But this is a great, for those of you who are always wondering, here's a perfect example. You know how you look in candle shops, a lot of you who go to metaphysical and esoteric shops and voodoo shops, and you see all these different candles, and you always wondered what the peach one was for? This is one way you could use the penis candle for healing someone with EDT, low sex drive, low testosterone, whatever. That's what you'd use the penis candle for. There are other spells you can do for that candle, but the penis one for healing and help healing sexual related issues would be perfect. So would the female one as well. They do have candles made for, they're shaped in the shape of a vagina, and those will work just as well as the penis ones if you're dealing with a female with sexuality issues. So, I kind of went on this and I made it so that it wasn't for children. It's a new feature here on YouTube, and so I figured, this is the perfect time to bring this subject up because we will be in a waning phase next weekend in Scorpio when we have a Plutonic phase coming, and I'll explain that in a minute. If you're doing any kind of magic, this is the type of magic to do, and those are the type of candles you could use at this time. So remember that, and remember, I'm always a question away. If you have any questions, astrologywitch22@gmail.com, and please do check out my website, astrologywitch.com. Give us a like here on YouTube, and check out my magical emporium. I am also on Etsy, Astrology Witch. I'm actually getting ready to sell. I'm going to throw them up. I was supposed to do it last weekend, but my mother's house sold, so I've been scrambling to pack her up. So I'm going to get to that this week and get those on the website. But I've made some really lovely Palo Santo oil spray, and it has Palo Santo oil, full moon water, and a tourmaline bead in it, so to really seep in that energy shield that tourmaline has for reflecting negative energy, purifying and cleansing space. It's not just for magic, it's for everyday use. You can keep it in your car, keep it at your work site, keep it around your computer. Definitely recommended for paranormal investigators. You paranormal investigators out there who do follow me, this is a must-have oil spray bottle oil in your arsenal. Um, Coming out of any paranormal investigation, this is a great thing to spray around you just to get all the energy that you've just faced inside out. It's also good to spray this before you go in as a barrier and a protection of nothing negative to come to you. However, I always tell a lot of my paranormal investigators this next week, and we're going into a platonic phase, and the moon is waning. So many of you, if you are novice, do not go paranormal investigating. Hi, Mason. How are you this evening? I hope you're having a great Sunday. If you are paranormal investigators and you're novice, don't go paranormal investigating next weekend. Keep that to the professionals, the people who have done it for many, many years, the people that know what they're doing. You know, people like my friend Renee Marie. She's always out there investigating. She's not a rookie at this, so she can handle those energies that are going to come at her. Otherwise, you're not going to have a good time, and the spirits will know it. They'll sense it. So if you do go paranormal investigating, my oil is definitely for you, and I'll be posting that on my website on the Magical Emporium very soon. But to close out this week's forecast, we do go into days of caution, as I call it, for November 24th, 25th, and 26th. And like I said, we move into this platonic phase where you'll notice the news take on a more death and drama tone, you know, where life, death, drama, and transformation are going to take place on the planet. Many secrets will come to light in this energy, both in your personal life as well as in the public view of others. For many people, politicians, actors, actresses, anything like that, people that are well known. Let's see, what else can I say about this? Death and drama news, I said that. Terrorism, the rich and famous always make the headlines. It's usually with a death or something dramatic happening to an actor or an actress, so be aware of that. Russia news, because Russia is a scorpionic, platonic country ruled by that sign and planet. This rules the CIA and the FBI, and there, of course, will be more drama in Washington. And the beginning of next week's going to be kind of one of a more difficult week for POTUS. We do have a new moon coming following week in Sagittarius, and unfortunately, I won't bring him too much happiness now. He's getting ready for the month of December to go into one of his negative dragon months, as I call it. He is born in June, but he's also has his natal dragon head and tail, north and south node of the moon in a Gemini Sagittarius axis. So even though the moon is new, and it's usually about positivity and positive, and there may be a few happy highs for him behind closed doors with his family, but generally it's going to bring him a lot of stress, and it's going to be kind of cold. He's going to see some politicians turn their back on him. Watch the news. It'll all unfold in December of 2019. But on to a more positive note, I want to wish all of you a great week out there. Have a safe week ahead. Like I said, we're moving into a negative window next weekend, so watch your words and your actions, as this phase can kill people and get in arguments, and arguments turn into gunshots, and especially in my neck of the woods where the gangs and stuff are very rampant. Just watch your words, because you never know what plutonic soul you might trigger. Just might have a gun and doesn't like the tone of your voice and pop, shoots you. It's known to happen in this phase coming up. Don't want to be that dramatic, but it is very true. And this energy always brings the negative out of the sewer to harm, threaten, and kill others. So stay familiar with what you know. Don't go to anything new. Try and stay out of large crowds. Do not go to any political rallies. I don't care what you are, conservative, progressive. Stay out of them. Danger is there. both sides. Check all your bank accounts because this is when cyber attacks happen the most, and we are still in Mercury retrograde contrary to modern astrology, so things are still going to go wrong electronic wise, computer wise. Check all your bank accounts, and of course please do keep a low profile this week. Don't bring any unnecessary attention to yourself because it will follow you. Have I heard of Redbubble or Society 6? No, what is that? What are those? Are those Facebook groups? Are they things here on YouTube? No, that was a question from Mason. Anyway, that is about it for my forecast. My happy birthday to Scorpio has a few more days left for the 50% off special on full life readings. Then we move into happy birthday Sagittarius on the 22nd, and I'll be running my monthly special 50% off for Sagittarius. And I'll be running other specials throughout the holiday season. So keep your eye out for that. I am going to come back on here in about 20 minutes because I always do a witchy box haul. And I want to show you guys something I ordered through a whole different company that I've never ordered through before, Inked Goddess. So I'm going to come back in about 10-15 minutes, and I will show you what the Inked Goddess sent me. So I'll talk to you guys shortly, and have a great, safe week out there. It doesn't mean what I'm giving you is just a warning. It doesn't mean to stop living life. Go to your favorite restaurant. Spend time with family. Just don't go anywhere big and crowded with big and famous people, because that's what's going to get targeted. Be safe. Ciao.